Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stazak. And what a fun day of racing we're going to have at Gulfstream Park. We're going to start today with a good main track. The turf course listed as firm. We had some rain yesterday afternoon, but the turf course certainly needed it, so it should be fine. The main track is starting good, but we get some warm temperatures today, Katie. I think the track's going to dry out real quick. And boy, here's the big news in the Rainbow Six today, and it starts in race number 7 because we have a 12-race card. You see it there, $850,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six races 7 to 12. It's not hit today or Sunday. On Monday, we will have a mandatory payout of not only the Rainbow Six, the Pick 5, and the Super High 5. We're expecting, if it's not hit today, and that's going to be your job to hit it today, is that there'll be over $2.5 million in it on Monday. So we got a couple of days to try and nail the Rainbow Six. We'll see if we can do that. And as I mentioned, Katie, a good main track, a firm turf course. Before we delve into Saturday's card, which has some great stakes races, 6 of them, let's see what's happening in the Twitter universe. The first one we want to look at a university that's breeding horses and doing very well.
We talked about this a little while ago. Diamondback Fire was supposed to make his debut up at Laurel a couple of weeks ago. He was scratched out of this race. He's bred by the University of Maryland Equine Program, and the first horse bred by their program in quite some time. He ran at Timonium yesterday, and he won his career debut. That is awesome for those students. Apparently it was a very hands-on program, and how rewarding is that?
Yeah, it's the best, and won at Timonium, and Laurel will be back opening up real soon. Now a sister track up there in the beautiful state of Maryland. Then we want to go back, they have Throwback Thursdays on Facebook. Well, we got Throwback Saturday today, an old picture of Gulfstream Park, and that guy looks like my buddy Bobby Hess Jr. in that picture.
What a great picture from 1992. I believe I was a year old at this time, and wish I could have seen this, but very cool to see the great history we have here at Gulfstream and all the wonderful people that have graced this racetrack over the years.
Gilded Time, I believe, was trained by the one and only Bob Baffert, if I remember correctly, in the 1992. I'm not sure about that. In the 1992 Breeders' Cup, which was right here at beautiful Gulfstream Park. And you can watch and wager on all the races from Saratoga Day, and you see a great race to spin away. I can't wait for this race with Rachel's Valentina and our own Tap to It.
Tap to It, trained by our very own Ralph Nix. We want to wish them the best of luck. Here's someone weighing in their opinion on today's spin away. He's saying Tap to It's going to win it. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see our own Ralph Nix get a big win like that.
Very impressive performance, that debut. So I'm thinking this horse has a huge shot in there. Should be a great race a little later on in the afternoon. And as I mentioned, if you're here at Gulfstream Park or you're out there in Simulcast Land, you can watch and wager on all the races from not only Gulfstream but all the top tracks around the country. Now we're going to look at Saturday's card, and we're going to start the day with a turf race. It's a 1-mile claiming event, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up with non-winners of 3 races in life or a race in 6 months, $8,000. Going to start the day with a 9-horse field, no scratches or jockey changes. Very early in the betting right now. The 7 is favored, and that's Little Miss Smarty K. We went a little different way. We went with the 8-horse in here, and that's Saturienne.
Plenty of time until this first race. Little Miss Smarty K, 15-1 at the morning line, certainly getting hammered early on, but so much time. I think the 8, Sartorian, is the horse to beat. Seeking back-to-back wins today, defeated $10,000 claimers on July 31st, and I just really liked the way she did it that day. Stalked the pace, swung up 3 wide, dueled pretty gamely to the wire, and came away with a 3/4 length score. Well spotted today to face the next condition level.
Yeah, and I thought that was the reason. I think she's going to sit a nice stalking trip behind the speed in there. Horse that I had in second, and can we basically get an agreement in our first race? Holy Day has been knocking on the door in both recent turf outings. We get similar, but just can't seem to close the deal. It's a door to full mandate. Still looking for that first career turf victory. 4 races, no wins, of course, a second and a third. Just can't seem to get over that hump, but certainly belongs on your exacta or trifecta ticket.
Completely agree, and Holy Day actually just edged the horse that I have in second, Miss Powwow, last time out for the place. She's been third in each of her last 2 starts since switching back to the turf for trainer Peter Wasiluk Jr., and I think she's fared a lot better since facing condition claimers and dropping out of open company.
Well, let's go to race number 2 today. 1 mile, claimers 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races live, $6,250. If you missed the beginning of the show, the main track is listed as good as we start today. Scratch the 7, Go Go Romeo. Note the jockey on the number 8 horse in here is Alex Gonzalez. I went with the 4 in here, Some Midnight Star. This is a son of Midnight Lute who's looking to make amends. He set the pace last time out. He weakened late. He was the favorite, but that was in back-to-back races at the distance. I don't know if it's a trend with him or maybe he's going to get over the top today. Kathleen O'Connell, Eduardo Nunez, who's the all-time leading rider ever at Gulfstream Park West, he is really good on the front end with nursing horses along, and that's why I put him on top of the ticket, but I can understand having a 9 just for fun.
Well, Some Midnight Star, I really like this horse, but looking through the past performance, he seems to run into Manny Blue Boy and Just for Fun a lot. He's actually finished behind one of them in each of his last 5 starts, the poor guy, so we'll see if he can turn the tables today. But I had to go with the horse that has finished ahead of him, and that's Just for Fun. Dueled into the stretch, was only beaten a half length last time out at the level and distance, and he's great at this mile distance, 5 for 6 in the money. For Henry Collazo, we're wishing him the best this week as well with Bullet Gone Astray.
Who's be running tomorrow up at Saratoga. And what a nice horse that's been. Let's go to race number 3 today, 6 furlongs. A claim is 3 and up, $6,250. A jockey change on number 2, make the rider Gary Bain. Also scratch number 5. Artifacto was a horse I had on my ticket, not on top, had him in second. Who did you have? Well, we both have Pecorino. Was that your top pick?
He was. I had Artifacto in third on my ticket. Not going to go today, but I think Pecorino is the horse to go with here. He's going to make his first start off the claim for trainer Louis Duco. After winning his last 2 starts for trainer Jenna Antonucci by a combined 7 3/4 lengths, stepped up to face open company last time. It did not seem to be a problem. And trainer Louis Duco, he can definitely keep this horse in form. He does well first off the claim.
And, we were looking yesterday afternoon. He won the last race. He's won 11 races at the Summer Stands. Louis Duco, he's having a fantastic summer. So a logical choice, Pecorino on top. We both went with the 6 in second. Caminito's turning back today to the 6 furlong distance. After stalking the pace, weakening late, finished 4th, going 7/8. Marcial Navarro, always got to pay attention to him. Eddie Castro, a couple of wins on yesterday's card. Looked like a logical choice. I put the number 1 in DNA approved. Did you add the 3 in there? Houston Bull looks like he might be the speed now.
I did, and I thought he was pretty competitive in open company prior to a start. Last time out, just faltered over a sloppy surface. I think the track is going to dry up today, and he'll be much better on the surface.
Yeah, so we're both looking for Pecorino in race number 3. We're going to go to the 4th, and we're going to go back to the turf today, 1 mile. This is the Florida Sire Series. This is for the fillies, the 3-year-olds who were nominated to the Sire Stakes last year, getting a chance to run here. This is a $150,000 1-mile turf race. Scratch the main track only. Number 8, Art Sassy Lass. And we're going to take back and look at a horse that I know is one of your favorites, not just because of the name. This is a really nice horse, and that's Katie's Kiss, spelled differently, but certainly looking at this one.
She was just fantastic last time out, and what surprised me about this effort was the way she did it. She changed up the race tactics and came from off the pace. She's going to hook up here with the ever-classy Huasca, outduel her, and come away with her first stakes victory for trainer David Fox. What a fighter she was last time out. I love now her versatility. She can win up on the pace or she can stalk, so she can adapt to whoever way this race develops.
And the key there was who she beat in that last race. I mean, Huasca is a really nice horse, and that was a great performance by her. Now, we both have the 1 horse in second, trained by Todd Pletcher, and that must mean fall is right around the corner because we're starting to see Todd Pletcher horses in here, and this one, Joseph Alamu, 2 for 3 on the Gulfstream turf.
Well, we do have Todd running later in the day, but this one's actually from the Chad Brown
Chad
barn.
Brown, that's
another
right.
who is also just a sign of fall. They're both going to be here, both vying for the training title right now at Saratoga, as they do here in the winter. This one is shipping in from New York, but she's no stranger to Gulfstream.
Right.
She broke her maiden here and then followed it up with another victory, and you know what? She hasn't lost since, aside from a start where it was not her fault, stumbled at the start and lost the rider. Brown says she's in excellent form, and this is going to be her stakes debut today. He said she deserves a shot.
Let's see if she can handle the temperature down here. We were just up in Saratoga, both of us, over the last couple of weeks, and not as tough as to run down up there as it is down here in this sticky summer weather. So we'll see that one runs, and that's Chad Brown. Excuse me for misspeaking. And we both have the number 5 Cardinal Cove making her first start, closing to get beat. Only 1 1/4 lengths. It was a really nice race. It was the Grade 3 Swedish Champ back on January 24th. Kathleen O'Connell, she's solid with the 180-day plus layoff. So I thought this horse keeping some nice company before the layoff, but coming back after a while.
Absolutely. Take a look at that Swedish Champ. The winner, Consumer Credit, is a regular Grade 1 competitor nowadays. Quality Rocks, a graded stakes winner, won the Florida Oaks. And Miss Temple City, she went up to Royal Ascot and was 4th.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a good race, and Kathleen O'Connell, an excellent conditioner. So this horse, lots of back class running in that race, the Swedish Chant, and during our championship meeting where the best horses in the world are performing. Let's go to race number 5. 1 mile maiden claim is 3 and up. 10 grand is the claiming price. 10 runners in the field. You went with the number 4 in here, and that's Untie the Knot.
This was a very challenging race for me, Ron. I gave the slight edge to Untie the Knot, 3rd at this level and distance. When returning to the main track for trainer Leo Gabriel Jr. last time out, he was 10 lengths off the pace, and I like the way he made up a pretty considerable amount of ground late. Should be at his fittest when making his 3rd start back from a 3-month layoff.
When I'm confused, which is a lot of the time, I look for the speed in the race, and I just thought number 6, Miyamo Sam, can turn out to be the controlling speed in here when stretches out to a mile after stalking the pace and weakening at the 16th pole to finish 5th. Was similar, was going 5.5 furlongs, so you'd think this horse would be on the engine. Untied the Knot in 2nd, and we both used Miss Dr. Cool on our ticket. Let's go to race number 6 this afternoon. 6 furlongs, maiden special weight fillies, 2-year-olds. We have 8 runners are going to be in the field with no scratches or jockey changes to report, and this is a really nice race. We're basically in agreement here. You went with the 7, Determined Lady, on top of your ticket.
And I can understand why you didn't, because it is a little bit of unknown, making her career debut today, so doesn't have that experience edge, but I really like her. Going to debut for David Falk. She's a daughter of Big Drama, and boy, is Big Drama just getting off to a great start to his stallion career. His progeny are winning first time out at a pretty impressive 29% clip, 4 for 14 to start his career as a stallion. I really like the works on this filly, 8 published works on record, and welcome back to Edgar Zayas, riding his first races today since injury. He gets this one, and I think he gets his first one back here.
There you go, Determined Lady, and you mentioned that's a great point you make about the Big Drama. This horse is sprinkled through all our first-time starters here at the meet, so good angle to pay attention to. The horse is doing very well. But I did go with number 2, Unknown, stepping up, stretching out. Split rivals in the stretch last time out to finish 2nd, beating the neck against $50,000 maidens, going 4.5 furlongs. Carla Vaca Razor, Tyler Gaffleone, leading rider. Love 2-year-olds. It's been one of my angles over the years that split horses in the stretch and run well. Shows that they, good. But albeit the horse is stepping up now. I don't know how much of a lateral move 50,000 maiden is to maiden special weight.
Ironic that Unknown has the experience edge over many of these of this field.
And we both used the number 6, Undefeated Mind's going to wear blinkers today.
And I think that's going to help her tremendously. She really showed improvement from start 1 to 2, but drifted out at the 8th pole last time out, en route to finishing 4th. She's going to stay on task today with that addition of blinkers.
Well, let's go to race number 7 this afternoon. 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are 3-year-olds and up. $75,000. This is the Vid, and Vid, one of my favorite racehorses right here at beautiful Gulfstream Park. One of the best turf horses in the country back then. We do have some scratches in here. We're going to scratch the 7, Father of Science. Also scratch the 10 and 11. Note the number 12 is still in, and Pete Aiello, our track announcer, comes up. He'll update you on all the scratches. It's a main track only, so if it stays on the turf, he's definitely coming out. And boy, we'll go back and show you one of our favorite horses. Was not on the turf last time, but going to be on the turf today, and that's Rizwan. Let's go back and look at that performance on July 25th.
This was 2 back the last time he ran on grass, and if he runs anything like this today, he is for sure your winner. I loved this race. 2 really lovely 3-year-old colts here in South Florida. Rizwan and My Point exactly hooking up in a lovely exciting stretch duel, and my point exactly, just going to get the edge here. I really thought Rizwan was going to take it, to be honest. So close. He's going to get back on the turf course today, and I think that is just going to reinvigorate him after not failing as well, not running to his normal way he does on the dirt.
Yeah, the Jackson Bend, and I remember you and I talking about this when the race was coming up, that we didn't figure why was this horse running there. I guess they wanted to try, see how he would run on the main track. Much better on the turf. Talking about a horse that's great on the turf that Katie and I have in second is a Golden Rifle, going to try and make it 3 in a row today after returning from the layoff to win the $75,000 8 miles east. Marty Wilson, jockey Tyler Gaffney going for the hat trick today. This horse is in excellent form.
He really is, but coming off that layoff with that huge effort, can he duplicate that, or will he bounce? That's the question.
Well, that's why I'm going exact the box in that particular race, and we both used the number 6 Good and Proper, who proved he can compete against this level of competition when he followed those back-to-back turf victories versus sort of claiming level, optional claiming level, with a well-meant third behind aforementioned Rizwan. That was in that $75,000 Bears den that we showed you on July 25th.
Yep, he followed up that top duo, was a little bit outshined by those other two, but definitely belongs in the race.
Yeah, and you know, this horse here, a horse that, you know, you would find it real hard to leave off your exotic wager in there. Let's go right to race number 8, and this one is 6 furlongs, maiden special weight, 2-year-olds, and we're going to have one scratch in here of the 3, the Love Monkey, and I went with the number 2, and I'll tell you why. Coping Way, going back to sprinting on the main track after a solid performance on the turf. This horse, he broke from post 13 last time out. Then he was 6 wide going into the first turn. I thought he made a solid mid-race move. He flattened out. He finished 5th. He's beaten 5.5 lengths. I just think this horse, off that performance, going back to the main track, might be the right one in here. I don't know where he's on the morning line. He's
8 to 1.
Yeah, I like
excellent
this.
value.
Yeah, I just think this horse is one to beat. But, of course, the 5 on paper is the one you got to worry about, and that's I'm No Secret.
He let me know he's no secret, so I couldn't ignore him here. This is one that's going to debut for the Mike Maker barn. He's a son of Discreetly Mine. Both Discreetly Mine, he's 15% with his debuting 2-year-olds, and Mike Maker, excellent first time out. The combination of that makes him so dangerous here. I think he's primed for a good performance, a very strong 6 Breeze work tab, and Edgar Prado going to get the call for his debut.
Yeah, and I went back and looked at Mike Maker with first time start of maiden special weight. He's 10 for 53, 19%, so right about that 20%, whether it's with the maiden claiming 2-year-olds or maiden special weight 2-year-olds. And we both used the number 1, Besame, and this one is stretching out today to 6 furlongs on the main track after receiving Lasix, setting the pace, yielding late to finish second, going 5/8 on the grass.
Yeah, he's also going to receive Lasix for the first time, so we'll see how those changes affect him.
Well, let's go to race number 9. This is 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. These stakes races continue. This is the Wasted Tears. Jockey change on the number 10. Make the rider Juan Leyva. Note that the main track only participant is still in, but we'll see when they're supposedly going to come out at 2 o'clock if we don't get any rain. We're not expecting any rain today. And we both went with the 2, Street of Gold.
I love Street of Gold, and I love that she's coming back here to Gulfstream. She ran out of ground. She was flying late last time out in the West Virginia President's Cup at Mountaineer on August 1st, but in her 2 previous starts, she was right here at Gulfstream. She was second, being only a neck in the Spook Express, and won the Amelia Island Handicap. She just seems to love it here, and Edgar Prado going to keep them out. He's won 2 or 3 starts here for this barn.
You know, we mentioned that the Rainbow Six starts in race number 7. There's no way you can leave Lori Store off your ticket. This one, the daughter of El Prado, stretches out to 1 mile in the 16th again, and following her victory in the Spooks Express with a score that was in the 1 mile, soaring softly. I think she's got to be right on your ticket there, along with Street of Gold. And I was a little shocked to see that Street of Gold was favored over the one Lori Store, in the morning line. So those 2, I think, got to be on your ticket. Now we can talk about Todd Pletcher with the number 11.
Yeah, he's going to ship in Zalati from Monmouth. She put in a really strong second-place effort in an allowance up there on August 8th, was only beaten a neck, really ran a winning race, 5 for 6 in the money at the distance. You can't leave this barn off the ticket.
Well, let's get right to the 10th race, and this is the co-feature event of the afternoon. 7 furlongs, fillies, 2-year-olds. It's the Florida Sire Stakes. It's the Susan Girls Division, and we want to go back and show you the performance of a horse that Katie and I both have on top of my ticket, and what a performance it was, and that is Big Thrill. It was up at Saratoga.
Shipping in for this race for trainer Linda Rice. How impressive was she? Take a look how slow she broke here in her career debut, and these type of runners, the way Saratoga that track goes, it's hard to come from that far off the pace. And Big Thrill, first time out, does just that. Not only does she get up for the win, but she blows them away by 4 lengths, coming out wide and coming angling in here. Yeah. I thought, a great performance. A half to the multiple stakes winning Determinado. The running style suggests she's going to have no problem with this stretch out, and I had to put her on top.
Well, you know, when you're talking about the Florida Sire Stakes, Stanley Gold has got to be mentioned, and he has the 2-horse in it. You see the 3-horse that day, Big Thrill just drawing away to win it. But Ballet Diva coming back with first-time Lasix today.
Well, gosh, she won her first 2 starts by a combined 16 3/4 lengths. Disappointed last time out as the favorite in the Desert Vixen, but going to receive Lasix today. And getting Jose Caraballo back, I think, is going to be huge for her. And if she gets up to take the lead early in this race, watch out.
Yeah, she's very, very dangerous, and we mentioned so is Stanley Gold. The winner of the first leg of the series, our third pick in here, It's High Time. This one from the, Jose Pinchin. This horse is, couldn't win another one.
Absolutely, and you know what? Pinchin won 2 of the 3 legs of the filly division of the Florida Sire Stakes last year with Holywell. He said he thinks this filly might be better.
Going to have the Holywell running on Monday, you know that. So, I was looking at the things this morning. So, these horses, it's good to know the breeding on them because they're always going to come back, especially in the Florida Sires Series. Now that we have not only the 2-year-old division, we have a 3-year-old division this year. And that's the 11th race, 1 mile on the turf. This is the Florida Sire 3-year-old, $150,000. This is the prize. Scratch the 2, Vincent Chase, unpublished work on the 12, Tutesano at Oak Ridge Equine Park in 51.30. You'll get that information in a little while. We both have right on top of our ticket the number 8 Wicked Rascal, who's a half-2 Scandalous Act, who swept the 2013 Florida Sire Stakes Series, makes his career turf debut today.
Well, that's the key here. It's a little bit of a gamble because this horse has never run on the grass, but he certainly seems to have the best form of this group right now. He was second, beaten only ahead by Your Dreams Are Mine in the first leg of the Florida Sire Stakes earlier in the year, the Unbridled division. That was on the main track, but he should be sharp today. He is making the pretty advantageous third start back off a 10-month layoff. We
talked about this race yesterday. If you look at the past performances of this race, most of the horses have not run on the turf before, so if you have the ability to go a little deeper in this race, you might want to. And with that said, we both put a 10-1 shot in second, and that's because the horse won pretty impressively on the turf. We're talking about the 7-horse El Almirante. This one making the big jump up, as I said, the stakes company, but it was a really nice performance. Circled the field 6 wide to break its maiden by 2 widening lengths, and he's the upset special, I think. He's he's bred to run well in here. He's proven a commodity on the turf, so maybe that's the way you want to go in this race. But class-wise, you sort of got to lean towards the 8 Wicked Rascal.
Absolutely. And any reason you put Nicanelli on your ticket, Nicoletti?
Yeah, well, let's always go back and look at this horse. Now, we talked about Wicked Rascal, who's the son of Wes Aker, trained by Kathleen O'Connell, and so is this horse here. And, I looked up the horse, and he's about 13% with horses winning debut on the turf. I'm talking about the sire, Wes Aker. So there's reason to believe that both Wicked Rascal and Nicolelli will run well on the turf. Who else did you use in there?
I threw in my Cowboy. Been freshened after finishing off the board in an allowance here for Monty Thomas, but earlier in the year he returned from a similar freshening to finish third, beaten just a half length in the King Cougat handicap.
Well, the other co-feature event we saved the best for last today, and that is 7 furlongs of the Florida Sire Stakes 2-year-olds. This is the affirmed division. We have a video we want to go back and show you. We've been talking a lot about Stanley Gold, and here's one of his horses, and that's number 7, Brighton Lane.
I love Brighton Lane. I really do, and I've liked him from the beginning, and I think he's getting better and on the verge of a big performance. He's been breaking slow from the 1 hole, and he's going to make up considerable ground here. I love the way he closed in this race. This is back in the Florida Sire Stakes. Dr. Fager at 6 furlongs, stretching out. I think he's perfectly suited. He's going to love getting that extra distance, and boy, is he bred. Well, watch him come flying late on the inside. I love this. I watched this race and said, next time out, I'm taking him, and certainly has the pedigree.
Well, I like a horse in here a lot, too. I see you can use on your ticket, and that's the 10, Tribal Drama. Stepping up today, stretching out after a really impressive career debut in which he showed good early speed, and then a head-swirling late move to draw away and win by almost 6 lengths. This horse was tipped more than the maitre d', at Frankie's the other day. Went off at 3-5 and did not disappoint. The barn is high on this horse, and I just thought this is the right horse in this race. We mentioned David Fawkes, big drama throughout the show today. I just think this is the logical horse. Of course, I got Brighton Lane on for all the reasons you mentioned, but put number 10, Tribal Drama, right on top of my ticket. Who else did you use?
I used Night Rhythm, and I may regret not putting Tribal Drama on the ticket. I think in a Rainbow Six ticket, I would put him on there and go really deep in this race because it's competitive.
Right.
But Night Rhythm, he's a maiden. He hasn't won yet. I'm taking a gamble here. But the way he's been running, really closing well late, suggests that he wants more distance for trainer Bill Kaplan.
And the other horse I used was the 6, Dream of Me, who's stretching out to 7/8 today after drawing clear to win Dr. Fagan division. But won that race pretty impressively. Anna Varsi's the trainer. Eduardo Nunez trying to keep the potential Sire Stakes sweeper alive, and if this horse wins the 3 legs, will sweep the Florida Sire Stakes Series. So I threw this one on the ticket.
Yeah, another upset on that day on the opening leg of the Florida Sire Stakes Series. We'll see what stars emerge today.
Well, this is a fun day. If you're a horse racing fan, we're going to have lots of exciting races for you throughout the afternoon, and we'll be back throughout the day, or I'll be back throughout the day to give you some useful upsides. And don't forget, you can also watch and wager on those great races from Saratoga today, but your focus has got to be on the Rainbow Six with the $850,000 jackpot guarantee.
Oh boy, that's pretty enticing.